Hello traders, this is DAX recap video for Monday, February the 25th, and this is the chart that was posted before the open alongside with the morning notes. And theme of this morning notes is don't worry, be happy. Of course, because market continues to grind higher, and now I got some additional positive news via President Donald Trump, President of America. And also Fed Chair Powell is due to testify tomorrow and the day after that. So whenever we have this kind of phase market that is grinding higher, as higher as it goes, the risk of liquidation break and some kind of pullback is increasing. But until that happens, bias remains neutral bullish and market remains in the buy the dip phase. And as said in the morning notes, important zones for today of main interest for us is Friday high and main resistance zone. And why is that? Because market made a clearly range in this Friday high zone in pre-market session, in Asian session, and then moved to the upside. And as said in the morning notes, sellers likely to provide some reaction on the first test of the main resistance zone, and that this Friday high zone is aggressive zone of support, and a strong market is going to be above it. And this is a 5-minute chart, and zooming in on that situation from the morning notes when we had this kind of move, first this in the pre-market and after that this to, let's say, 8 o'clock. And nothing here is really unusual. Market usually will provide you, when it's kind of grinding and ranging and going slowly to the upside, it will usually provide you a chance and near the open. So this move is not something unusual, you know, to just to put the price down a bit to test some areas of support. And when you have this candle here is a 9 a.m. sharp, so this one here, I will zoom it a bit more for us to see. So this one, this green one right here, and as we can see, they just touched the 500 round number level, and we got immediate bounce of like 25 points, and then price went down again. And now, because we can say, okay, this is here the first at 9 a.m. sharp, this is the first test of the zone, but we have pre-market low below it also, and now price is going there, and this was this here. So you could go here as very aggressive, but whenever you have these aggressive zones, you're either going to wait here and you know, strong market will do just this, touch the 500 and then immediately go to the upside. This market is market that is grinding higher, and that is facing resistance above, which is a larger time frame resistance, and this is it from the higher time frames. If you can see this on the 240-minute chart, so this zone is like 150 point wide zone, and this here in December, this was the first test. Now market had here hard drop, leaving plenty of gaps, and all of those gaps are filled now. If we are going to observe that on this is DAX cash index chart, daily chart of cash index, this was it, that December move. As you can see, plenty of gaps over there. Now they're all filled, and you can see that there is big room to the upside to this first unfilled gap. Look at where it is, and this is the first gap that is unfilled to the downside. Now this here, this area here, could be a friction and a field that you cannot really go easy through it, especially when we see what kind of move market already went to it. So there would be no surprise if we can see here a more significant pullback. Let's say at least again to the 400, but that will depend on the S&P and how it will react to its own resistance, because as you can see, S&P made a strong move above daily 200, and now it's touching this here level of resistance. And on the US market, they needed the missing ingredients were Nasdaq and the Russell, but now they are not missing ingredients because Nasdaq went above and Russell went above 200 daily moving average also. Now back to DAX, and where were opportunities for us? So this one here, and then even better one is this. And you know, this day looks very similar like last Thursday, when we had these bounces and bounces and bounces from support and it didn't break. The only difference is that this is the better zone than this. And as I said, as higher as we go, there are going to be better and better resistances to the upside. And you know, whatever the reasons are that are driving the market to the upside, it can be that it's oversold. It can be some good positive economic news or whatever it is. This is a large field of resistance, and it is not going to be easy to go through it. And that means that we can see a bit more of activity like this. In this kind of activity, you cannot really press for more. You cannot really expect to land 100 points in one trade. You could expect that only if you see a break of the range, and we didn't see that today. So you go long on the first test of the zone and the first test of the pre-market low, and now where to exit. As soon as you see that market is having troubles and really doesn't show any kind of momentum, now here is like 10:20, so pretty early in the session. The time of the day when if the market is strong, it will go to test the main resistance, because this here was almost the test of the main resistance, but it came in the pre-market session at 7:55. So whenever you have a range, you can go zone to zone, so from one edge of the range to another edge of the range, or use the middle of the range as a target. So this range is roughly 60-point range. So from bottom of the range, middle is 30 points. And you are entering here, so basically your first target is like 20-25 up to 30 points. And when you see a struggling here, this is your exit. This is where you're going to close, because market has shown you by all of this that it is not a directional market, and we know that our bias is neutral or bullish because market is going to the upside, and you can favor longs from the good location. Now when markets start to test this zone again, it is up to you. Either you're going to go long here again and again. I personally didn't do that. I was really just focusing on the first test, only on the first test of the zone, because market is already high enough that it can provide here a pullback, and usually this kind of pullbacks could be swift and catch you out of guard. So if you are here with your long and just go to the other room to fetch something, and then poof, your stop is gone. You really didn't have a chance to protect yourself. So just take the first test, take these 25 points that market is ready to give, and that's it. This is the kind of environment we currently trading. Also this, now we have pre-market high, very close to the main resistance zone. So this is basically the same. This 5 points is nothing. So when you observe this, that it is the first test, maybe you're waiting here in the middle of the zone, maybe in the back of the zone, maybe in the front of the zone. If you didn't get a feel, get in here, because this is now also basically the zone. This is just 5 points distance, and this is the first test of the zone, and this is your entry for another trade, this time zone to zone. And whenever you are trading this kind of ranges, it's you know, smart to front run. I always do that. My targets are almost always front running the zone. So target is here, like if the zone is 485 to 500, then you just put your target on 505, 503, because this is a really good round number, and if the price is going down, it is likely that that number is going to be tested, and you have a zone here. So this is your exit, and that would be it for today, really. Okay, that there was another chance, but just this first test of the support, first test of the resistance, you know, this one for like 25 point, this one here for like 35 points, and you got more than 50 points in those two trades, and that's it for today. So that is it for this video, and tomorrow another set of morning notes and chart results. I wish you good trading and good night.